and welcome to the APTPOP Gallery presents Adhere, now online. Due to COVID-19 regulations, we have decided to limit our physical presence for this gallery and stream for you good folks off of the internet. For those of you new to us, we are located in New Westminster on the traditional territory of the Kakite people. As a reminder, there is no reconciliation without constant and driven action. We are dedicated to fostering a vibrant community of artists and promote the fundamental celebration of all art in all of its formats. The gallery endeavors to showcase Canadian artists of all levels of experience who are in search of a space for their work. As a note, tonight's stream is predominantly pre-recorded. The live portion of the stream is relegated to our performance at the end of the night and our simul stream on Instagram. Hi, everyone. We are live at APTPOP. That's at APTPOP on Instagram. If you'd like to purchase any of the pieces shown tonight, feel free to send us a message at that Instagram, here on Twitch, or through our email at aptpop@gmail.com. Donations to the gallery can be made through the link in our description, and we encourage a donation to a charity of your choice if you can. Every little bit helps, your local BLM chapter or any of the bail funds to the recent protests. We have a great lineup tonight with Shimon Mashida and Brett Palashuk as our live performances with She Is a Towel and What?
Gray ribbons of light split the window open, click, click like a cassette as they spin across the ceiling, around and around the fan. With each coffin breath, the tape slows down, rewinds, repeats. The floor beneath my bed dissolves and I fall into ocean. Gray salt waves, stained glass, sunlight cracks. A blue whale waltzes with its shadow above, tells me dreams are just a trick of the light. It swallows the ocean whole and I'm left on the moon. Stars jingle as the blue whale swims through them and spirals towards me. A sudden song swells in my throat. My life oozes out of my pores and all that's left are shopping cart homes pulled by ghosts. Still strapped to my bed, I look up, try to find ribbons of light, find only black glass sewn together. The moon opens, the whale opens, its blue bones fragment into a song. Light is just a trick of dreams. The lonely notes settle sour on my tongue, leave pinholes in my skin. Summer is a blister on all 5 fingers, and here is what I've learned from picking the skin too soon. There is such a thing as sonic pressure. It's the satellite trash closing in, mistaken for shooting stars, beneath blue screens and steamy bathroom mirrors. That screaming pressure in your chest when you look at the person you shouldn't love. Over the phone, you tell me a child died inside of you, that your medication suffocated the cells taped to the wall of your womb. Chained to the walls of my room, stick figures of a mother stitched at her bed, a father in handcuffs, a daughter in limbo, are more than just shadows. You're not trying to die, so at least keep it clean. Our father thinks you have a condition, and I don't know what he means by that. He says you get it from our mother. I wonder if the scars on my arms and legs are also from our mother. When the moon reaches its first quarter phase, half of me is missing. Half of me walks into high tide while the other half tries to explain why this happens to family members who are more like strangers you walk past in a dream. Magnum is both an ice cream filled, chocolate covered, caramel layered popsicle and a condom brand. I've got the spirit, but lose the feeling. Let it out somehow. When you lose the feeling, dance like you're running on a drum. Embrace the alcohol singe, the salt on your lips, the blade in your hand. Condoms are 99% effective. Pulling out is about half of that. Either way, it's easier to tell a lie than it is to raise a child. The average lifespan of a woman is about 10 years longer than a man's. Usually, spouses die after one another due to grief. You said you wanted to grow old with him, but now you are just dead weight, occupying the same space. Plan B saves you more than once, but Plan A disintegrates as a result. Nelson Street is a downhill road to orange glow along Marine Drive, midnight orchards listening to cars full of thoughts and yawns, the air cool, the highway alive. I'm good at thinking about useless things like reflected diamond signs that say, use engine brakes here. Steep like an airplane descent, pressure popped ears drum, and what's the difference between engine brakes and normal brakes? I'm good at watching episodic rage run red along the roof, down the windshield, coating the rearview mirror. I don't ask questions. I focus on the brakes. The difference between engine brakes and normal brakes is the sound of my sister's fist through plastic covering my dad's car window. Another break-in, he said. January air howls through the hole my sister's fist leaves in the plastic, but cannot drown out her cries, "Let me out! Let me out!" Like she is trying to rip herself out of her own skin, like she is 10 again, turning our bedroom inside out. Human bodies can only stretch so far until the skin lifts like a fist through a windshield. Let go. She will not roll out onto the orange street the way our mother opened the car door and an asphalt strip lit the gap between the door, floor, and her foot. Let go. The first thing I feel is the magnolia tree clicking open inside my skull. Everything is made of clay petals spreading their lips to taste the lawnmower blades wet with dew and bumblebees dripping with pollen. Rainbow waves washed my brain clean as gray pavement on an April morning. Jesus died for us to trip, scribble in my notebook, my wrist an uncoiled wire falling from my body as I float into the garden. Purple tiger rose, climbing blaze rose, white sail rose. Closed their mouths around the sound of my father's face smashing the passenger window, my sister seated, scared, rain waking the neighbors. Magenta sunset blooms mark solstice approach, and summer ticking to a close. Today the turbulence was forecasted bad, but still the aircraft landed. Sunlight glinted off its silver wings, raindrops raced in horizontal lanes, the plane too fast for gravity to drag them down. The seatbelt signs turned on, ding, off, ding, on, lit up like a small growth. Appointments every month, monitors, watching, benign. There's nothing wrong except it's bad, and Lola doesn't understand. Her chest hurts and the doctors try to tell her what's wrong, but the words converge like plates that shift and shatter her tongue, unaccustomed to CT scans and biopsies. Lolo does his best to translate, his tongue an archipelago stretching 12,063 kilometers between the hospital and home. A node in Lola's lung, growing, benign, first time visiting Winnipeg in 6 years, might be the last. In December, she turns 75 and it's supposed to be a surprise. Nothing fancy, maybe a hall full of my titas and titos related not by blood, but their swim across the Pacific, their survival through the ring of fire, find their lives are slipstrike fault lines between paydays and past due dates. Unpredicted turbulence, lack of seatbelts and safety cards. Nothing to worry about, it's benign. Lola loves the color purple, ube, tongue hits, all 6 of her mixed grandchildren. First time in 6 years, bukas, open the light, open her chest, gently. My Lola is turning 75 in December, might be the last. Blue Christmas viewed through an airplane window, next to a railroad, smooth jazz radio hushed by snow, Lolo's car a dormant volcano, high pressure system chasing a low, cumulus clouds like piles of bones, watching malignant x-rays mark the spot where the surgeon will cut into her lungs. No reason to panic, please. Remain seated while the seatbelt sign is on. No smoking in the cabin, no fucking in the lavatory. The plane is about to fall 10,000 feet to the meandering river below. Oxbow scars where it once flowed. Water, finding water, and taking the easiest path home. Practice joy in what little sunlight remains so I can feel like I woke up today, like the light didn't slice open my skin. My mother gave me the name Joy, inserted between two 90s R&B stars and my hyphenated surname, proof I am a product of separation, of dispersal. I was born to give joy. I was born out of joy, not a mistake, no matter what the voice in my head says, echoes through a megaphone into wind-split alleys. I try to be gentle with myself when I don't feel as strong, joyful, alive. Remember, light exists in wavelengths, a succession of crests and troughs that reflect off of everything, give the world color, life, sound, meaning. When I wake up, I wonder what the point is. The point has shifted. I'm at the bottom of a trough. I know I'll come out of it soon. Listen to cinematic synths, listen to them unfold, lift grass and dandelion seeds to the cotton swab sky. I'm tired. I feel no desire to move more than I need to, but the sun is warm, the breeze sharp, summer holding itself at bay, in wait. I'm not the only one who walks in circles, unsure of where and when to end it, when the end will come, when the bubble bursts. I was born in drought, developed the bad habit of picking scabs too soon. Still, joy fills me, overflows through shriveled skin, a river bent on carving out a canyon towards the ocean to create something worth framing. I keep track of the days between lines as faint as fingerprints on glass, breathe fog. Always return to yellow-taped playgrounds, loose ends tied to twisted chains, swing sets left to hang vacant as the days march on. A brain wrapped in yellow tape, words for joy lost in transmission, the page a blank, leaving no mark. All propellant, no projectile, explosive starts to projects that end in ellipses. I grasp at what I know of joy, the heave and sigh of the playground's metal skeleton after years of grass-stained palms and gravel-filled shoes. The careful gaze of rabbits as they graze between mounds of dirt, signs of moles tunneling beneath the field full of dandelions, unmown and untamed. These poems plucked from my notebook like white clover and rearranged to name the way I shiver despite writing with the sun on my face. The flicker of marsh marigolds in ditches next to highways I ride my bike along, alone. The brush of cars with nowhere to go. Cottonwoods in full throttle. Afternoons in a sliver of light. Joy despite the caution tape. The walls holding me together. The bottom of the trough I find myself in. Thank you.
When I dream, it's usually of white people, which is to say my mind replicates what I see on screens. I watch too much Netflix. Bend It Like Beckham is a movie about a female soccer player, except it's set in the UK. They call it football. The main girl's skin is brown. At 6, I tried to relate to her. Watch the movie over. I was told I was supposed to relate to her. Just as family is Sikh, my family is Catholic. I've never worn a sari. My mother told me get a degree before a boyfriend. She can't make handmade roti, can't pass that skill to me. At 6, dreamt it easier to be a Keira Knightley. At 6, couldn't recall my likeness from memory. A poet told me she won't let white boys colonize her pussy. Most nights my pussy feels common wealth. It's common to lose the wealth of the self. Don't stare at images in magazines. It's common for boys on Tinder to call brown skin exotic. I get sick. Stick up, they insist it a compliment. I drop the ball so much it's hard to keep score. I ball so much to keep score of the brown girls on TV that feel like me. Where is my representation on screen? Cross-legged on a Catholic classroom carpet, my tunic doesn't hide whole thighs. In the springtime, socks knee-high. I was 8 or 9 when I begged my mom to let me take razor blades to smooth my legs. She told me waxing is the better way, said the hair eventually won't grow as thick. I screamed the first time. She spread the melted honey, a wooden stick across my legs. Sticky, not sweet. Promises of beauty of boys, not teasing with names. They won't point at the black grass that sprouts beside scabs on knees. Tears in my eyes, my garden goodbye. Root follicles cling to white strips. When I turned 17, I screamed as fingertips explore my foliage under the gray and red striped kilt. A razor blade convert to save time. I tame my bush. You should shave all the way, he says in a text. Boys aren't being nice. When they let you walk first upstairs, it's only to see under your skirts, said my grade 8 religion class teacher as she sat, legs crossed on a desk in front of the class, her own preaching between verses of the Old Testament. Rows of girls learn to knit. Our kilts can be over 3 inches above the knee when kneeling, measured by a ruler, always trying to rule our bodies, forced to watch the silent scream, believed they told me sex a sin. I ate the bread, went back for more. I just wanted to connect. I just wanted to hold the beads of my mother's rosary like they fit in my palm, sing psalms like my voice intuned, grew attuned to their guise. What are lies if you believe them, mother? A hug here may mean nothing. We don't make each other proud. Disconnected when you snooped, saw sexuality on my phone. I lead boys to bedrooms, not to be nice. Let them see what's under my skirt. I eat body. Come back for more. Scream in the silence. Rows of stitches, knit blanket from his mother. 3 times 3 inches. Rain is a pain. My brain can't sustain the serotonin to be okay with waking up. Each morning I wake up with a pain between my shoulder blade and rib cage. I've learned to be okay. High functioning, I function high, and I don't know if I'm okay with it. I've learned to be okay with the way my pain bleeds into poetry. Can we write verses meaningful without ripping our hearts open? Show the world our insides. I'm tired of bleeding on the page. Can we use these words, threads, to stitch back together, back whole? My dreams are past the sky. I'm not okay with 9 to 5. I'm not okay with windswept umbrellas being the closest version of flight. I'm not okay with listening as trees fall, as wishes fall, when we're all around to hear it. The windshield wipers are on high. I want to dive into puddles, create waves. Do not hang your dreams on pipes. In the winter when the water freezes, they will too with it. The flow will slow and halt, shrivel and decay. The summer will find a burnout, metal too hot, steam clouding. Can't see past the smog, past the fog, the lies you tell yourself of being. Let your dreams be sticky, sweet sap on bark clinging to life. Grow, transform into leaf, detach from the branches of what should be. Blown breezy, the winds will take you sky high to the clouds, where you need to be. Follow cycles of natural morphing, your energy feeding the next project complete.
You can catch Shimon performing live later on in the night with his work, What? like to give a special thanks to Andrew Bowers for providing us with a simply staggering amount of his work that is deeply personal to him. Thank you, Andy, if you are watching. Appreciate it. And I present to you She is a Towel by Brett Palashuk. Ladies and gentlemen, Shimon Mashida with what?
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and... dialed has been changed.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the APT Pop-Ups presentation of Adhere. The gallery will be running until Sunday tomorrow at 2. Feel free to drop on by and see the exhibits in person. Thank you again for tuning in.